Ready? Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. For this week's video, I went on Instagram and asked you guys to send us questions about our recent move to the UK. In case you're new here, we are a family of 5 and my husband is in the military and we were just stationed to England. Why are you laughing?
Because I don't look like I'm in the military.
I know a lot of y'all have been asking a ton of questions and I'm on live or when I post Instagram stories. I figured why not answer all y'all's questions in one video. So we'll have Jose here to help us with those questions. So we're gonna start the first one. Is living in the UK similar to living in the States? No. I don't think so either. So there's differences from living in the States and living in the UK. Obviously the big difference is the driving, the lanes are on the opposite side of the road, the steering wheel's on the opposite side of the car. A big difference is the people here, they are very much nicer. They're very friendly. The food, everybody was saying like you get portioned food and some of the food's really bland, but if anything they give you more food. The portions are actually pretty big. There's similarities and then there's not. So being that we're gonna be living on base, we're still Americanized, so it's not gonna be like a huge difference. But when you're off of base, then you get the full experience of obviously living overseas, which, good news, we'll be moving into our house very soon. We are very excited. Is there something you do that's normal but rude to do in the UK?
Yeah, I think so. Shake the shit out of somebody's hand over here.
Oh yeah. Every
time I shook a man's hand, they just like, you know, shake my hand, it's like, yeah. And then they don't look at you, so they're like this. I want to come up to you and just like, you know, look you in the face.
Ow,
just shake
no
your
wonder.
hand. That's how a man shakes your hand. And they don't do that over here.
Because you're trying to break their hand.
I probably had like maybe 1
firm handshake.
2 firm handshakes with eye contact.
Yeah.
So that's, I
don't know if it's rude though, but it's just something that they don't do here as much as Jose.
I think it's rude for me that they don't do it for me.
Oh. Okay.
Not to say that I need a handshake like that, but it's just respectable, you know. You come up to somebody, it's like, hey, how you doing? You know, I respect you. Like, I'm gonna give you this respect.
I wouldn't want to shake your hand either though. What time do businesses start to close? When I did my research before I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, everything closes early. Like, we're gonna be having to shop early, but that hasn't been the case either. The stores on base don't close until about 7, and then off of base, depending on where you go, like Sainsbury's or Tesco or all these, they're all open until what, 10? 8 or 10? I mean, but like the small shops, maybe yes. Like the small restaurants, the local stuff closes early, but everything else has been normal closing time. I don't know. Do you miss Florida or living in the States?
Sometimes.
I miss
going fishing at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, like there's some stuff I do miss. Around this time is when the temperature's perfect over there in Florida. Like it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not windy over there. But I don't know, I kind of like it here because it's real, it feels kind of like countryside, kind of homey feeling.
Yeah, same way.
It's so pretty here. The only thing is that when we first moved here, it got dark early.
Yeah. Very
early. But other than that, I don't know. That's the only thing I really miss about the States. Maybe like Target, Publix,
Walmart.
Like the stores, but the people, besides family. Have you tried their fish and chips yet? If so, how was it? Yeah. I haven't, Jose.
It's like Long John Silver's, except I prefer Long John Silver's. I guess it's organic.
I guess it just depends to where you get it from though. You've only gotten fish and chips from like 2 places?
We've had it like 3 or 4 places already. But the only difference is it doesn't taste like it was frozen. And it's like they actually caught the damn fish. Because it takes that damn long too.
Yeah, when Dad got served the fish and chips at that restaurant and she goes, sorry, we had to go fishing. I don't think Dad heard her, but we all started laughing. I guess it's just more fresh.
Yeah, they taste more fresh. And I don't know, I'm just not used to
fresh food. What's each of your favorite things about the UK and your least favorite thing about the UK? The favorite thing, like I said, the people here are super friendly. Everybody's nice, they're quick to talk to you. Just for instance, when we went to London, everybody knew that like it was like a big crowd. Like we were literally shoulder to shoulder, but nobody was causing problems. Like I think everybody knew the circumstances and like there was just no problems. Like if it was back in the States, there would have been like, why are you looking at me this kind of way, or drama. But here, everybody's just friendly. The only thing I don't like,
the cold.
I mean, I don't mind the cold. The wind. It gets windy here. I didn't expect wind.
I love it over here.
Yeah. What's one thing you don't like?
No Mexican food out here.
Yeah, there's no, and right now, being that we're still in the base hotel, I'm very limited to resources as far as cooking goes, so our meals have been kind of not as...
Can't make as much stuff as we want.
Yeah.
No authentic Mexican food out here. That's it. Other than that, this place is perfect. In Florida, I didn't like the hot. I didn't like it being hot all the damn time. I didn't like being clammy, sweaty, stinky. Over here, it's none of that.
How is it adjusting the little ones to everything happening? The first week was rough because the sleep schedule was whack for everybody. But Ava literally went to school and had no issues. Like, went straight to school, no issues. Already has friends. She's doing great as far as grades go. Everything's good with Ava. Ezekiel's sad because he doesn't get to go to school right now. He has to wait until next year. I think the one that had the hardest time is AJ because he don't like the cold.
Nah, he don't like wearing pants. He don't like wearing sweaters. He wants to be wearing drawers and shirts. Likes being warm.
He was pretty much raised in Florida his whole life, so he's used to the heat and dressing according to warm weather. So here he absolutely hates wearing jeans and sweaters. So I think he's one that's had the hardest time. Still is having a hard time because he still don't want to wear those clothes, but everybody else has adjusted really good. Like I said, Zeke's just a little sad he don't get to go to school. That's the only thing. Another question was the curriculum. So we don't know what it's like off base because Sissy goes to school on base, so she's not going to a British school. But from what we were told by friends that live here, the British schooling is very good. So I'm not too sure how the curriculum goes here, but I've heard really good things about it. That's all we know. Is it more expensive to live in the US or the UK?
Depends where you live. In the US, if you live in Florida, depending on where you live in Florida, it's going to be expensive. If you live in Texas, most of Texas, 90% of it is really going to be pretty cheap.
I will say this, it is more expensive here than I thought it was going to be.
It's the cost of living. They tax everything, so you have to tax for TV screens in your home to watch cable. There's like three taxes to drive a car, just stuff like that. Which
is exactly why we chose to live on base, because first of all, the housing here is smaller than back in the States. So to live in like a 3 or 4 bedroom house, it's about 1,900 pounds to about 2,500 pounds just for rent, not including the gas or the oil or the water bill, which they said is also very high. Then you have to factor in driving back and forth to work and just the convenience of it all. It was just better to live on base, and we ended up getting what we wanted out of the house that we were looking for anyways. It was just better to live on base because everything is expensive here. What's been the easiest thing so far about the move?
Nothing.
I mean, it hasn't been easy. Like, we've definitely had our challenges in the month. It's already been a month that we've been here.
The hardest part was just everything. Moving out here, I mean, moving is hard in general. Very stressful.
I think the easiest thing, I can't think of an easy thing. I really can't. I can think of a lot of hard things, but nothing came easy. But it hasn't been like regretful either. Have you had any regrets living out here?
No.
No, like
it's just like a hurry up and wait situation.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for all your stuff to get here, and then you gotta wait for things to happen. You can't just make things happen. I already tried to do that. Wasn't good. Yeah. You gotta be patient. You gotta be real patient.
But I mean, we both already have our vehicles. We move into our house. You just gotta be patient when you move. What do you hope to learn from living in England? It's more about the kids, I would have to say. Like, I want them to experience, because we've never been overseas. We've never done this. This is new for all of us. I think the main thing was the kids. We want them to experience. We want them to know that there's more than just staying in one spot your whole life. Like, we want them to experience life in cultures, and like to be able to say that they did this when they were 9, 3, and 5 almost is going to be something cool. They live in Florida. They went to England. What do you think?
You said perfect.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, so how do you like going from US dollars to the currency they use?
Stressful. You gotta look up every time how much what is when you're trying to buy something. Because we don't make any currency in pounds, so we have to convert it every time we want to buy something. So whenever we was buying vehicles, I had to download a whole bunch of stuff and send a bunch of money over here and over here, convert it to this and do this. And it's a whole bunch of boo-boo.
How has this move differed from the previous move in terms of emotion?
I had to do everything by my damn self. Last time we moved, it was from whenever I was in tech school to Florida.
Right.
Everybody helped me.
Right.
Like, I was helped to do this and do this, and whenever I got the orders for this one, I had to figure everything out. Like, where do I go to get this signed? And I gotta go do this, and we gotta get this moved and set these dates up and contact these people. And from pretty much July or August all the way up to now, it's just been steady, making sure everything is straight. A bunch of weight on my shoulders where it's all coming off now because everything is working out.
Yeah, I would say Jose was very stressed in the beginning.
You couldn't tell.
Baby, are you serious?
I'm nasty.
No, I knew who they were stressed. I think it would have told on me and the kids too, because we had one car because we were renting it because we both didn't have vehicles yet, and so we would stay home while Jose ran errands, or we'd go with him and then sit in the car for a long time. So I think in the beginning it was very stressful for everybody, but now it's more chill. I feel like we've chilled out a lot. We're more relaxed. We know how to drive certain places now without having to use GPS. We got a feel for things now. I like it here. I told you I really like it here. Comparing here to Tampa, like Tampa was so busy. Like it's such a busy town. Here it's like everybody drives a small car. That's what everybody has. Small vehicle. It's all the same cars. Everybody dresses in coats and pants and calls it a day. Minimalist, right?
No, just more convenient, practical.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to go out there and impress whoever at wherever. You're trying to go and get shit done and come right back home because it gets dark in 30 minutes. And I don't give a damn if your car is dirty.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna impress me with the BMW that's clean.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain here in 5 minutes and then, you know, you're gonna get dirt on it, so who cares?
Yeah, I think that's what I told Jose before we even moved here. I was like, babe, I think I'm gonna like it over there more because you're not showboating and trying to impress other people, and it's none of that here. So I don't know, I like it. I think we've only been here a month, so I can't say I love it, but I think I like it more than I like Florida so far. I'm just very excited for us to get our home because we have been without like a home since what, babe? October?
About the end of October, we left. About 2 months.
2 months. Yeah. So I think that's what we miss the most. But once we get that, I think everything else is gonna be butter. How is it like hearing people talk? I feel like I want to mimic them constantly. Ava's got it down. Jose's got it down. I don't know. It's not like I want to mimic them, but I like the way they talk. I like their accent.
The dang word they're saying sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they speak really fast and their accents are very strong. You have to ask them to repeat. And sometimes I get confused. Like the other day I went to the bathroom and I didn't know there was a line. The lines here are called queues. So the lady looked at me, she goes, "We're in a queue." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then I was like, "Queue." Like, so I had to think about it. I was like, "What is a queue?" So I don't know. I like the way they talk here. Do you see yourself living in the UK long term in the future?
Sure.
If that's where we're supposed to be.
That's what happens. I can do this better than I can do big city.
Yeah, it just depends. We thought we were gonna be in Florida for 4 years. It ended up being 2, and now we're in England. So who knows what the future holds, but if we had a choice of staying here, I definitely would. I think the last one we're gonna answer is what's the difference between European and American homes? So there's a lot of differences. One being that a lot of the homes here in the UK, the washer is also a washer and dryer, but it's also in the kitchen. Also, the outlets are very different than ours. What else, babe?
They don't have mirrors in the bathrooms.
Yeah, there's no outlets in the bathrooms as well. The light switch on the outside of the doors.
Bunch of small houses.
The knobs for the bathroom to use the bathtub, it's hot and cold. That's how the sinks are too here. Like if you go out to eat, the bathrooms when you go out to eat are tiny. They're so tiny. It's just older style. Like even the ceilings have a pattern to them.
Yeah, we're used to being in very modern homes. We're not used to being in very old style homes, so that's different for us. No ACs.
Oh yeah, there's no ACs. Well, when we live on base, they have AC on base.
Yeah, but we're talking about actual.
Oh, like the actual homes.
Yeah, they either have heated oil systems in their home, which I don't know how to use. Some homes, like one of our friends, has heated floors.
Their tiles heated.
And we were sitting there talking for like 4 hours, and we were drinking hot ass coffee. And I had a long sleeve on. We were sitting there about 2 hours in. I'm sweating because my feet are hot.
And I first noticed it when I was sitting on their toilet. I was like, why are my feet warm? I was like sitting there like.
It was all throughout the house?
Yes, the whole house.
Wow.
Pretty much every house here has a backyard. Like even our house on base that we're about to have has a backyard, which is new to us because our last house was on stilts and had an enclosed patio. Do you have any tips, babe? Do you have any tips for getting here? Like things to bring for kids or parents?
Yeah. Just be open-minded. And
be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient because it's gonna take a long time to get stuff. You're not gonna know everything. You have anything?
No, That's about it, but just be patient.
I hope that answers some of your questions. If y'all have questions I didn't answer, you guys can comment down below and I'll answer them the best to my ability. We've only been here a month, so I'm sure we'll have more stuff to tell you guys later on down the road. Turn the notifications on because like I said, we'll be moving into our house very soon, so I'm sure we'll have some kind of video for that. And then thank you, babe, for joining us on this video. I know it's a lot of work for you.
Everything else.
Yeah. Okay, y'all have a great rest of your week and we'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.
Bye. Okay.